Well, why? Well, mommy, I respect your way, but I just don't see it that way. I see things this way. And me being okay to that, you have to let her to marry you. This is her world now. And
Mm-hmm.
she's not going to have the same opinion of you just because you raised her. She's not going to see things the way that you want her to because you saw them. You were looking for her, but now she can look for herself and she can make her own determination of what I agree with and what I don't agree with. And I became to not just love my daughter, but I liked
Yeah, that's something that my mom says, and she may be reversing that now. Like,
her. Yeah.
but the thing I want to acknowledge about you sincerely is one thing that you said early on in the conversation was the way that you were raising your older kids had a
Mhm.
lot to do with the way that you were raised.
Yes.
And so it takes maturity and pivoting and changing and willingness to change, acknowledgement of change in order to for you to have changed to even see at 18 that the
Yes.
relationship needed to be something different. There was
Yes.
an opportunity for you to say, yes, this was the way that I raised, this is what was the way that I was raised. And I can see the similarities in me and my kids because they came from me, right? There are
Yes.
some things that are inherent, and then there are some things that are taught. And what I sense in my heart is, and in my gut is, you were like, I don't think I'm doing this the way that it's supposed to be. And so
Right.
there was some realization that even if you didn't know what to do, you knew what not to do.
Yes.
And I think that that's a beautiful place in adulthood
Yeah.
when we can recognize that change and that shift in mindset as a strength instead of a weakness.
Yes.
It's a strength to recognize I don't have to be who I have always been,
You can
especially if I'm
change.
seeing you can change. So you
Yes.
don't have to be. Real life is happening. The dog just came in from outside. Um, and we don't have to view change as being a punk
Right.
or we're bowing down to something that we think is overtaking us. No, you get to choose, and that peace and that confidence and that strength in making that choice is what I believe we should be articulating to our kids.
Yes.
Just because you made this mistake or just because this thing happened to you doesn't mean that that's who you are.
Right.
You have the power to take that and make it and meld it and create, be the author of your own story and be the author of the true story
Right.
of who you desire to be and speak that,
Yes.
speak life into
Yes.
that. So
Yes.
I
And
just love
change what
that
you
your
don't
journey.
like.